Shalom, shalom, Israel. First off, giving all praise to the Most High and to His Son Yahweh Shah. Today's class is Happy ThanksKILLING Day. You know, like we always do, we make classes about this to check brothers and sisters' spirit and to keep brothers and sisters in the spirit, because I know we're around this holiday season with all these tradition and holidays that they celebrate. But we're gonna touch on some things and let us know that guess what, the Israelites, God's chosen people, shouldn't be dealing in these types of things at all, man. You know, a lot of times our people need to learn and know the history behind these things, you know, and go into it and study it diligently, man, and see why we celebrate these things and why they push these traditions like they do. First off, give me John chapter 8 and verse 32, right quick, Officer Yard.
The book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth.
Read that again,
And ye shall know the truth.
Talking to you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that are the Israelites today. Guess what? Ye shall know the truth. The truth is Thanksgiving was never for us. You are celebrating your brother's destruction when you dwell into that wicked holiday. Read on up.
And the truth shall make you free.
When you get the true understanding of what it's all about, guess what? That's going to make you free. Guess what? That'll make you spiritually free, physically free, and guess what? Also financially free. Because a lot of times our people waste their hard-earned money on these holidays that has nothing to do with us. You know, we're going to start on this. Give me Job. Now, give me Sirach chapter 34, verse 4 real quick.
The book of Sirach, chapter 34, verse 4. Of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed?
Read that again.
Of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed?
A lot of times our people just say they doing it for the kids. Oh, it was just tradition. But guess what? That holiday started off wicked as hell. How can we then make that holiday holy or clean? Nothing from unclean, you cannot bring nothing clean about that. So no matter how our people put it, guess what? That is still a wicked holiday, man. That's a wicked as hell holiday. Read that again.
Of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed?
You cannot make that clean no matter how much you try to. Read on up.
And from that thing which is false.
Which is what?
Which is false.
Because now they make ThanksKILLING out to be for the family. But they weren't saying that in 1621 when they was destroying whole nations. Forget just the family. You know, then they pushed the truth like it was all for family now. You know, that wasn't the case back then for the tribe of Gad. Read on up.
And from that thing which is false.
Which is what?
Which is false.
Because that is a false tradition. Read on up.
What truth can come?
What truth can what?
What truth can come?
What truth can come up out of that when it started? This premise started false. You know, you can't bring nothing good up out of that, man. You just cannot do it. Give me Job 14 and 4 real quick.
And at that time, back in that time, man, they was having this day of feasting every time they had raided a village and killed the Indians.
Exactly. We're gonna go.
And they boiled down to one day.
Mm-hmm.
The book of Job, chapter 14, verse 4. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean?
Read that again. Job is saying the same thing. Read that again.
Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean?
You cannot bring nothing that's clean out of something that's unclean. You cannot do it, man. No matter how hard you try. Read on up.
No one.
Who?
Not one.
Not one, man. I don't care how many times, how hard you try to do it. Guess what? This is a wicked holiday, and it's going to forever be a wicked holiday once you understand the truth behind it. Now, when you fall under the lies and falsehood, guess what? You'll believe that this is all about family. But once you dig and do your history and do some research, guess what? You'll find out that holiday have always been wicked, man. That's what we're going to read right now. We're going to read on some of this on some of this wickedness that was done to our people. This is from the Business Insider. This is the truth behind Thanksgiving. The truth behind Thanksgiving is a bloody struggle that decimated the population and ended with a head on a stick. So guess what? Like the Captain Maccabees was saying, they was having celebrations after they was destroying whole nations, man. Playing kickball with the heads that they done decapitated. Playing baseball with the breasts of our Native American sisters that they cut off so that the children couldn't even suck. This is wicked once you get into the holiday. I mean, into the history. I'm going to read a couple of inserts that's quoted in this. It says, most American school children grow up with the story of how the English pilgrims, Edomites, and how the Native Americans, which are the Israelites, came together for the first Thanksgiving in Plymouth, because they indoctrinate our students heavily in that. They make them and they desensitize it to them. They make the little what is that called? The little Indian headdress on what our brothers and sisters wore for royalty. Make different crafts and this and that to get our people to understand that it's a good holiday now. No matter what happened in the past, but they are steady feeding our children lies about that. And then they grow up not knowing the real history. So guess what? They push that on to their children and to their grandchildren. That's why the Bible tells us that we should train up a child in the way he should go, in the way of the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God, man, and tearing down these falsehoods that have been taught to us.
And America is wise in using time, as far as allowing putting a lie out there and let time cover up the truth after a long period of time. Just keep pushing a lie, to after time, nobody know the history of the lie. They just continue to do the traditions of the lie.
And see, that's one of the most important things that people don't understand that they do in this society, in this world. The most important thing in your lifetime is your time. Why would you think they send out men to jail? What they do, they give them time. They give them time away from their family, away from their friends. Guess what? Say when the brother's doing 20 years, like I bring it out, say when the brother's doing 20 years. 20 years, how long do you think you're gonna keep sending somebody some money when they in jail? 5, 6 years. After a while, they be forgotten. And that's exactly how they doing in our traditions and our heritage. Guess what? They took it away through time. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Like I say, like the brothers is bringing out, guess what? The enemy, our enemy, is very patient, man. They would think decades ahead of us. You know, we only thinking a day ahead. They thinking years and centuries ahead to keep us in captivity. So they know they have to indoctrinate our students, because that's where it starts from. You know, that's why we tell brothers and sisters, teach your children. They need to be listening to these classes as well. Build them up in the scriptures. Let them know what's right and what's wrong. Let them know the truth about who they are and the truth about what America has done to our people, man. This is the only way that we can break through from our conscience being seared in these lies, man. Let me read this from the top again. It says, most American school children grow up with the story of how the English pilgrims and Native Americans came together for the first Thanksgiving in Plymouth. It says, in reality, guess what? That's letting you know that first incept didn't happen. It was never peace between them, because they knew that they was always trying to take something from them. And like how we've been taught that they bought America for some beads. That don't make no damn sense when they had all the resources over her. Jewels and golds, all in their clothes and such things. They made beads on their own. So why in the hell would they need this Edomite people to sell them this? This is all perpetuated lies that have been passed down. It says, in reality, peace didn't last between the English settlers and their one-time Wampanoag allies. That's of the Native American tribes. It says American school children are usually taught the tradition dates back to the Pilgrims, English religious dissenters who have helped to establish the Plymouth colony in present-day Massachusetts in 1620. Now remember, when did we go into captivity? The Southern tribe in 1619. But y'all also got to remember the dates. Guess what? They came over in 1492. What happened between all that time? You know, it's very important that brothers get these dates and research this history, man. As the story goes, friendly local Native Americans swooped in to teach the struggling colonists how to survive in the new world. You know, we got to understand the truth break down all these lies. Like I said, what was they doing for that 300-year span? You know, up until 1621. It says, then everyone got together to celebrate a feast in 1621. Now, that makes no sense, man, when you understand the truth of the Bible, man. None at all. It says attendees included 90 men from the Wampanoag tribe, and of the 50 or so surviving Mayflower passengers. In reality, Thanksgiving feast predate Plymouth. So they was doing this way before 1621, man. You know, do your research. You will even find a number of localities which have vowed a claim to the first Thanksgiving for themselves. So these wicked nation of people, they was doing this way ahead of time. They was even trying to out-compete each other on who had Thanksgiving first. It says settlers in Berkeley, 100 in Virginia, decided to celebrate their arrival with the, now we're going to skip on down. We're going to get to the point. It says our modern definition of Thanksgiving revolves around eating turkey. That's what they push on us today. That's the concept of what people think that it's all about today. It says, but in past centuries, it was more of an occasion for religious observance. The story 1621 Plymouth festivities lived on in popular memory, but the pilgrims themselves would have likely considered their sober 1623rd day of prayer the first true Thanksgiving, according to the blog, The History of Massachusetts. Others pinpoint 1637 as the true origin of Thanksgiving, owing to the fact, y'all listen close, Massachusetts colony Governor John Winthrop, this devil that the Bible speaks of, declared a day of Thanksgiving, or what we call it, ThanksKILLING, to celebrate colonial soldiers who had just slaughtered 700, quote, men, women, and children in what is now called Mystic, Connecticut. So, like Maccabees was saying, guess what? It's all points back to a slaughter of a nation of people. Then they commemorated it by celebrating Thanksgiving, man. So that's why this class is entitled ThanksKILLING, because that's originally what it is, man. It's more history on that. I pray brothers and sisters dig into this and read and get the true understanding of ThanksKILLIng. Now give me Psalms 55 and 20 right quick. We're gonna jump around real quick, because like we always bring this out and count. They broke over hundreds of treaties with the Native American with the Native Americans, the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Read that out.
The book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 20.
And the Bible documents this. Read that up.
He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Read that again, out.
He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
They have always put forth their hands with people that be at peace with them, because by nature, our characteristics are, guess what? We are plain men. We like to just dwell at the house in our tent chilling. You know, they are men of war. Read on up.
He had broken his covenant.
He had did what?
He had broken his covenant.
Like we reading, guess what? They broke over hundreds of treaties with the Native American Indians, man. They cannot keep their word to save their life, man. Read on up.
Verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
They were what?
Smoother than butter.
They always speaking smooth words to get what they want.
So that's their favorite thing, to stick their hand out and try to shake your hand and give you a good word.
Mm-hmm.
They love to do that. They give, man, the Bible give the characteristics to the T.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Read on up.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Like I just bringing out, guess what? They shaking your hand, but they got a knife behind their back, man.
Oh, hold on. Let me get a precept right quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Psalm 59 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
The book of Psalms, chapter 59, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, thy belch out with their mouth.
They belch out with their mouth, read.
Swords are in their lips.
Because guess what? Everything they talk about is talking about killing and destruction, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they so good at waiting the line for you, man. They wait, man. They ready to devour
exactly,
you, man. Read.
For who say they doth hear?
They said, who say doth hear? Because guess what? They words are smoother than butter. Hey, you can't see you can't see what's coming to you. You think that it's all laughing and fun and game. The next thing you know, you see calamity coming. Go ahead.
And like we said, that's the truth. And we breaking down these lies, man. We got to come up out of these lies we have been taught, man. It's no longer cute, as the so to speak, man, to be ignorant in this truth, man. We got all type of technology, all type of knowledge that is on this earth, man. You shouldn't be walking ignorant in none of these wicked hella days, man, that they teaching. Get in this Bible, put on their understanding, keep the commandments of the Most High God, man, and He will give that to us, man. Let's go back out.
The book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Always speaking smooth things to get in, to get close to you. Read on up.
But war was at his heart.
But what?
But war was in his heart.
Over 77 million Israelites killed, man, to get this land, man. 77 million, man. Y'all just got to grasp the concept of that number, man. Slaughtering all the buffaloes, killing them all, trying to cut off their food supply, their water supply, giving them smallpox, man. Y'all got to understand the deepness of this, man. Read on now.
His words were softer than oil. Yet were they drawn swords.
Yet were they what?
Drawn swords.
Yes, what they came with war, man. To kill. Give me Isaiah 5:20.
And they say that King David ain't no prophet, though. Guess what? The same characteristics that he described in this word, it's the same characteristics that they have right here now. Exactly, man.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good.
Read that again.
Woe unto them that call evil good.
The Bible says destruction to them that call evil good. Calling ThanksKILLING good, man. That's what the Most High God said. You're going to pay for that, man, if you don't repent and come up out of those wicked ways, man. You're not going to be labeled ignorant in this truth. That's not going to be an excuse, man, because there's too much information. There's too many camps out here pushing the truth about this Bible, man. Read on now.
And good evil.
And what?
And good evil.
They call this Bible evil, though, telling us, what is it going to benefit me keeping God's laws? Guess what? We celebrate real high holy days, laws that high holy days that gave us liberation from our enemies, not destruction from our enemies, man. That makes no sense for us to be dealing in the things that from the people that had us enslaved. It makes no sense at all, man. Read on up.
That put darkness for light.
Our people put darkness for light. They love being in dark, man, rather than light. Read on up.
And light for darkness. That put bitter for sweet. And sweet for bitter.
Read on up.
Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes.
Read that again.
Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes.
We do it for the children. Or we do it to come together as a family. Why do you need some man telling you when to come together as a family? Y'all should always want to come together as a family. Guess what? Keeping the Sabbath bring us together every Saturday, man. Read on up.
And prudent in their own sight.
Read on.
Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine.
Read that again.
Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine.
That mighty to drink wine is going into the philosophies and doctrines of the other nations, according to Micah's, was that 2:11 or 3:11? Going into other philosophies, going into ThanksKILLING, going into these traditions. The Most High God never gave us these traditions. I can't find ThanksKILLING in the Bible at all, man. Just like it tell us don't do Christmas, guess what? He is telling us not to do these things. He gave us high holy days to celebrate. Read on up.
Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine, and men of strength to mingle strong drink.
That men of strength is going into these wicked pastors today. Because guess what? They'll be up in there celebrating that too. You know, if it was on a Sunday, they will sure be pushing that. Pushing it strong on our people, man. Read on. Passing out turkeys, passing out that ham. Having our people eating that abomination, that filth, polluting their bodies. It makes no sense, Israel. Read on now.
Verse 23, which justified the wicked for reward.
Read that again.
Which justified the wicked for reward.
Guess what? They justifying that thing. Long as they come and steady paying their tithe money, they could care less. They going to push the devil's doctrine, man, to fatten his pockets, man. Read on, huh?
And take away the righteousness of the righteous from him.
That do what?
Take away the righteousness of the righteous from
it's
him.
nothing wrong with celebrating Thanksgiving. We coming together as a family. Read that again, huh?
And take away the righteousness of the righteous from him.
Because a lot of times people up in them churches, guess what? A lot of times they know the history behind Thanksgiving. But they guess what? They still gonna do it anyway. My pastor said, no, what does the thus said the Lord say?
Let me get a precept, man. Proverbs 17 and 15. That covers exactly what you just hit on, man. Because, like you say, a lot of people, they know the history on this and they refuse, man. They refuse to hearken to this word. People just be on some wicked stuff, man.
17.
Hard-headed and rebellious people, man.
Verse 15.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 15. He that justified the wicked.
He said, he that justified the wicked, read.
And he that condemneth the just.
Because they saying that, oh, man, look here, man. Y'all keep them high holidays. Y'all need to be doing what we say to do, man. That's what, man. We don't live by this world. We live by this word, man.
Exactly.
Read.
Even they both are abomination to the Lord.
Man, both of them are abomination to the Lord. Let's go on here and cover it right quick.
Exactly, man. That's a good precept, man.
Go ahead.
Y'all precept your Bibles. We tell brothers and sisters, take notes, man. Because a lot of times people cannot retain what brothers is bringing out, man. Write this down. Precept that in your Bible, man, so you'll have that. So you can be quick to cut a Christian, man. You know. Let's go back to Isaiah chapter 5, verse, what was we at? 23. Read that over.
Verse 23. Which justified the wicked.
The wicked is the ones that's not keeping God's high holy days, but keep the world's hella days. Read on up.
Which justify the wicked for reward. And take away the righteousness of the righteous from him.
Read on up.
Verse 24. Therefore, as the fire devoured the stubble.
As the fire devoured the stubble. Because guess what? The Most High giving you a hint. If you don't repent and come up out of that wickedness, you're going to be stubble in that fire. Nuclear fire, man. Read on, huh?
And the flame consumeth the chaff.
The chaff is that top part of the wheat. When you just blow it, guess what? It blows away with ease, with ease, man. That's how a lot of brothers and sisters' bodies gonna be up in that lake of fire. Read on, huh?
So their root shall be as rottenness, and their blossom shall go up as dust.
As what?
As dust.
Read on, huh?
Because they have cast away the law of the Lord of hosts.
Because they have did what?
Cast away the law of the Lord of hosts.
Because our people put this law behind them, man. They do not want to do nothing that this Bible is telling us to do, man. Like we said, we have real high holy days, man, that mean something. And we're not just doing it for one day. We have 7, 8 days to celebrate, man. To celebrate liberation from our enemies, from the people that hate us, man. Contrary to proper belief, guess what? Black people, Israelite people, guess what? It's nations out there that hate us, man, and would do anything to stop us from keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. Give me Daniel chapter 12, verse 4.
Hold on for y'all leave. Go ahead, go to Isaiah 5. Go to verse 12 right quick. Go to verse 12 in Isaiah chapter 5.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 12, verse 5.
Chapter 5, verse 12.
Isaiah 5, 12.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 12. And they harp, and the viol, the tabret, and pipe, and wine.
That's a full orchestra. Read.
Are in their feast.
That's in their feast. They celebrating like a mug. Read.
But they regard not the work of the Lord.
They don't regard the work of the Lord. Read.
Neither consider the operation of his hands.
And they don't consider the operation of his hands, man. Because guess what, man? He gave us high holy days, not hella days or holidays, man. They don't consider the work of his hand. They don't consider that the Lord took us out of Egypt. They don't consider that our forefathers and how the most High set up different things in different holidays. I mean, how holy days that he had for us. He don't consider the works of the Lord, man. They don't consider that. They consider the works of their oppressors.
Exactly, man. Which makes no sense, man. How you gonna celebrate or be equal to the man that had us, our ancestors in slavery? And guess what? Got his boot on our neck right this very minute, man. You know, it makes no sense. We got to come up out of there. Witness, go ahead, Art.
And that was something that's one of the reasons we got in trouble, because we was doing that. In fact, just go ahead and read the next 13.
Verse 13. Therefore, my people are gone into captivity.
Into slavery. That's why we went into slavery, because we were doing the same thing as the Romans was doing. In fact, that's where the phrase comes from. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. And when we was in Greece, we were doing as the Grecians were doing. When we was in Persia, we began doing what the Persians was doing. And guess what? We was getting towed up every time. So here we are in this last and final one. The Most High said, come out of that. He said, because ain't no more slavery next time. I'm just going to kill everybody that's in it and keep the ones that's not.
Exactly. Just like that. Read on. I like this scripture, man. We're going to read to 14, man.
Therefore, my people are gone into captivity because they have no knowledge.
They have no what?
No knowledge.
The knowledge is we have no understanding of keeping God's laws. Go ahead,
And their honorable men are famished.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'll take it over, boy. We see those precepts coming out, boy.
Because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished.
And that's what happened to us. When we got into captivity, guess what? We don't got no knowledge, so we taking on the knowledge of our oppressor.
That's right.
And we doing the works of our oppressor. Because they taught us. Yeah, when we came into slavery, they took everything that we ever learned. No, that's all wrong. And if you did any of that stuff, you was beat. And then they kill off all the ones who thought they were smart. Go ahead.
Read on.
And their multitude dried up with thirst.
Read. I want verse 14.
Verse 14.
We gotta cover that real quick.
Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself.
Hell, this is the hell right here. It's talking about slavery. And that's when people be talking about, no, this is talking about slavery. He said hell had enlarged herself. The people that was enslaved went into more slavery. Slavery had got bigger because now they over there finna get in trouble because they doing everything. So guess what? Y'all going into slavery too.
Exactly, man.
Go ahead.
Like we said, when you're on the bottom of society, guess what? That is
Yeah, exactly.
There's no physical place under the ground where, like we say, some red devil with the horn sticking you with a fork. No, it's the devil on top of the earth enslaving your people and oppressing your people today, man. We're gonna break down these lies that have been taught to us, man.
Yeah, because I'm looking at my Bible right now, and it says when it goes there, it's got it says Sheol. That's not the Sheol. See, they don't even understand what's going on here. See, they just looked at the word hell, and so that's what I say. Because you got to understand, sometimes when you got these what you call them concordance in there,
yeah,
you got to watch them sometimes because they not always right either. So, but that's why you got to be learned too, because you find like, oh, wait a minute, he got that wrong. Yeah, especially on their commentaries when they're going out there. But that's what, like I said, they don't understand this. And see, when we start understanding that, we can get in our head and realize hell is what we in. It's not. Now that lake of fire is this different thing. That can be called hell too, but that's a different way of saying it.
Exactly. Remember, the Bible is 2, 3, 4 folds, man. It's double meanings for a lot of these precepts, man. Is that it on that? Go ahead.
Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself and opened her mouth without measure, and their glory, and their multitude, and their pomp, and he that rejoiceth shall descend into it.
Shall do what?
Shall descend into it.
Man, we knee dip we knee dip in hell right now, man. It's a lot out there, my throat, but we knee dip in it right now, man.
And it's enlarged because we having children left and right. Like when we was in Egypt. We was in Egypt with only 78 people. 78. We outgrew a whole nation who was already, not only, they was already in existence and the world power. And we outgrew them with 78 people. And guess what? As we speak right now, hell is enlarging itself as of right now.
Exactly. Especially coming to this wicked holiday, man. It's immeasurable, man. Give me Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. Because I forgot to touch on this when we was bringing that out in that little insert out from the Business Insider. Because, like we say, it's no longer being ignorant, man, being a dummy to this truth, man. It's too much knowledge out here. And Daniel prophesied about this. Read this out.
The book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book.
So from the time of Daniel, guess what? The Most High had him seal up the words of this book, the true understanding of this word. Read on out.
Even to the time of the end.
Even to the time of the end. Guess what? We in those end times right now. Read on up.
Many shall run to and fro.
Many brothers and sisters running to and fro. This is the part I want. Read on.
And knowledge shall be increased.
And what?
And knowledge shall be increased.
Guess what? There's so much knowledge out here. Guess what? You don't even have to go literally to the library no more. You have a library on your phone. All you have to do is Google dark history or true history about ThanksKILLING. Guess what? They'll bring all that up, man. You don't even have to leave because you know we got some couch potatoes out there, some lazy brothers and sisters. Guess what? Your fingers working all day on Facebook, you know, on Snapchat and all these different type of stuff. Guess what? Get on there and Google something that's about you, about your history, or about this wicked society. Know the truth, man. Knowledge, the knowledge is out here. It's done increased tremendously from the 50s to the 70s up until now, man. You know, you don't even have to type it no more. You can do it by voice command, man.
Let me read this precept right quick.
Go ahead.
This is Revelation 22 and 10. And he said unto me, seal not the saying of the prophecies of this book, for the time is at hand. This is the latter days. He said the time is at hand. Everything is being, man, look here. The more and more this Bible is going to get unlocked, man. People, look here, hold on to your bootstraps.
Exactly.
Man. Guess what? You're going to be unlocking more and more the Bible. Man.
And hold on to thinking that you know it all.
Exactly.
Because the revelation's coming out every time, and they ain't giving everybody. So don't be surprised if somebody brings something to you, and it ain't what you normally been heard before. Examine it.
Exactly.
And research it, and find out. Hey, okay, man, hold on. I didn't know that, but I need to get that in my spirit now and start making changes right now. So,
because one thing the Bible say, "Cursed be the man that trusted in man." Look, we got to do what the Lord said. If it's in the Bible, show me in the Bible. Prove this to me in the Bible. We believe that.
Exactly, man. What they say, bring forth your strong reason. You know, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses. You know, so guess what? Go through the scriptures. Let's talk about this truth, and guess what? More certainly talking about these wicked traditions of these other nations, man. You know, give me Nahum chapter 3, verse 1.
And it wasn't easy for people that's in the truth when these holidays came up and realized they couldn't do them. Because I mean, at first you were like, man, I ain't doing that no more. But let me go over there and eat this turkey sandwiches, and you know, you went and got your plate. First you ate over there. Then you went back the next year. I'm just gonna go get a plate. Then the next year, I ain't going over there no more, you know. Exactly. And I mean, sometimes that's what happens. But the fact of the matter is, get this knowledge that's coming out, examine it, and begin to repent, come away from out of those things that you thought was a good thing going on in America, but it wound up it's not right. It was never right.
And like brothers is bringing out, man, God wants to see your actions, man. He don't want to hear that lip service, man. We know that it takes time, but like Ox said, hey, get a little bit better this year, get even better next year, then perfect it the following year. You know, you always want to gradually graduate from where you used to be, putting off that old person, coming to the new person that the Most High wants you to be. You know, give me Nahum 3 and 1.
Let me say one more thing. And another thing, man, I know a lot of times y'all get into this truth and you learn that, hey, we ain't supposed to celebrate these, and then the first thing you do, run over your family and all of them over there celebrate. Don't run in there and start trying to correct them. All you got to do is not participate. They're going to come to you and wonder what's going on. And then you can show them these things. But don't get over there. Then you're going to be disgusted with your family and hate them all and walk out the house. Can't stand my mama. You know what I'm saying? Because she don't know neither. And just because you done ran up in there and on that holiday, they ain't trying to hear it anyway.
Exactly. You got to pick and choose your battles, Israel. You got to know what time of season that you in. Because guess what? Like we always tell brothers and sisters, you might run up on a super Christian that know a little something. It might confound you, man. So spend your time studying, get more and more understanding, man. You know, that should be brothers and sisters' main goal in this truth, man. Put on this whole Bible, man. You know, constantly read over the Bible. Just because you read it one time, read it 2, 3 times, constantly going over the scriptures, man. You know, you cannot read the Bible in its entirety enough. Read that,
the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 1. Woe to the bloody city.
Once again, that woe means destruction to the bloody city. They built this city, or what we call this great country, on the Native Americans' backs. And guess what? the Israelites back today, the so-called Negroes today. Read on up.
It is all full of lies.
Read that again.
It is all full of lies.
Most I let you know, it's no truth in this country, man. None at all. It was all founded upon a lie, and it's built upon lies, man. Lie upon lie upon lie. Why do you think the Most High God, and it's crumbling right now with these scriptures, man?
Because guess what? Law upon law is what we live, and
Exactly.
lie upon lie is what they live.
Exactly, man. Read that again from the top, huh?
Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies.
Man, this place is full of lies, man. That's why we tell brothers and sisters, teach our wives, teach our children, breaking down these lies that we have been taught in the society. So guess what? When they do go to school, you know, they ain't gonna be fooled by what teacher up there saying, you know, it's the celebration between the students even looking at the teacher with a spiritual eye, man. Might get cut up after class, man, when we tell brothers and sisters, hey, hold down, man.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
It ain't for y'all to go up there and try to teach the teacher.
Exactly.
Y'all know the truth. Just go ahead and keep yourself, get in and get out.
And I'm telling you, beware of their wicked devices, man. Look, my job today, they know I'm not finna celebrate no Thanksgiving. They know that. But guess what they did? Hey, man, we're gonna buy some barbecue for all the people here. I said, what y'all buying barbecue for? Well, we know you ain't gonna eat no pork and all that, so we just got you some brisket and all that. Man, they got a big old pan of brisket looking good and all that. Guess what I say? I don't want it. Guess what? We know what that's for.
Exactly, man.
Guess what? Don't matter how you put it and how you slice it. You trying to get me to eat for Thanksgiving? I'm not gonna do it.
Exactly, man.
Beware of their wicked devices.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Read on up.
Verse 2. The noise.
No.
Yeah, verse 1 again.
Oh, Shalai. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery.
And what?
And robbery.
Because do you know how much they robbed our brothers and sisters of their wealth? They said it was so much silver that they picked that you could build a bridge from Mexico all the way to Great Britain on the things that they had them picking up in those silver mines and those gold mines, destroying everything, man. They had wealth over here in these Americas, man, and in South America, man. Go ahead.
They robbing you today of what they said you got, whatever they called that freedom that you're supposed to have. They robbing you today of that. Every day you turn around. We used to be able to do that, and you can't do none of that stuff no more. And Trump is taking a lot more stuff away from you, so they still robbing us on a regular basis.
And the thing is, a lot of people got paid today because they know all the sales will be this weekend and tomorrow. So guess what? He be like, oh, everybody happy. Oh, I'll get my check today.
So they can rob me.
So they can rob you blind, man.
Exactly.
So they can rob you blind. Read, go ahead.
Because it even goes into, and I did have in my notes too, with the what is that, Black Friday, man. Going into the history on that, man. You know, all these things is rooted in evil, man. And they use this and push this on our people and desensitize our people to it today. Like it's just nothing. It's just cheap stuff. Guess what? We was those cheap appliances that was put on the black market back then. Right. You know, when they wanted a good dishwasher, guess what? They had Bammy in there, man. It's the same thing today. Now we have a machine dishwasher that's for cheap. But it was our blood, sweat, and tears that was literally on those trading blocks and on those selling blocks, man. So a lot of times people don't participate in Black Friday either, man. That stuff is rooted in wickedness, man.
Because a lot of them appliances that you think that y'all think that it's talking about Whirlpool. No, that's what Mammy name was. She just washed them clothes so dang no good, or them dishes so good. That's what they call the Whirlpool. Now you buy this thing ignorantly. Y'all better wake up, man.
And then what's so bad about it, they telling you it's a sale, and all you're doing is going to buy just cheaper than what you're supposed to be, what they selling to you for, but way cheaper than what it's really worth anyway. Then you ain't getting no deal. Actually, you'd be like, shoot, it should be $200 more in the sale price that they had on that list of what it is. But they don't tell you that. That's like the Jordans. It take me $12 a make.
I think cheaper than that.
Yeah, and then they're gonna sell it for $200. That's what they. So he could have made a profit just selling for.
And then see, this is the Walmart biggest devices. They get 4 or 5 things out of their whole. You know, Walmart is a big deal. You know, you get 4 or 5 things that literally that they put on sale, and people rush to those 4 or 5 things, but they blind you thinking everything else is on sale in there. Yeah. But actuality, if you go back to the sale paper 3 or 4 months ago, it's still the same price. They just put the rest. They just give you 3 or 4 items out of the whole thing, and they trick you.
Cunning, robbery. Go ahead with that next line.
Go ahead, read that.
Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not.
And we can't get out of it because look, it don't. People be talking, I'm going to leave the country. But they own it over there too. Because when you go to Mexico, Spaniards own that. When you go over to Africa, man, they got all the other nations on that, but the so-called Hamites. Right. And the Hamites that own that, they worse than the goddamn Edomites.
And they fighting over their country right now.
And we'll kill you over there.
Exactly, man.
Go ahead.
Jump down to verse 4.
Verse 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms.
Because this place deal in much whoredoms, man. That's going into different philosophies, different religions. Oh, you can do this. You can celebrate this. You can do that. Read on up.
Of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot. The mistress of witchcraft.
Read that again up.
The mistress of witchcraft.
The Most High God calls this place the mistress of witchcraft, man. Desensitizing our people to get them to follow something with ease, man. You know, our people question nothing. They just do it, man. They don't question none of these things, man. Go ahead, up.
Yeah, it's like the television. That's witchcraft. That's what gets you most people. I remember I made my Christmas list off commercials when I was there. You know what I'm saying? You wanted everything come on, you know, Christmas coming up. You ain't thinking about none of the stuff that you got. None of that. Oh, Mama, I want that for Christmas. Whatever they got on the thing. Well, I want that for Christmas. And boy, you just thinking you finna get all that, boy. Be man, look, when all you got is a t-shirt.
And see, the thing is, if you go back to that verse again, it said the mistress of witchcraft, they dwells in witchcraft. Just think about how the society has that. They have masterminded things to the T. Look at you look back 10 years ago, you seen a whole bunch of pit bull killings. Why they not doing it now? Because guess what? They have so many think tanks. Guess what? They can go into mastermind anything with mind control. They are the manipulative of the whole world, and that's what they doing to the black man right now in front of the world. They are sending our young black men. They turning them and they feminizing our young black men. Just how they got. I was looking at the things that they had. They got the pit bull like a poodle.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And that, you think about it, that's what when they got, that's how I got to the holidays is for kids. Because that's the witchcraft that they use. They use that. If you got out of it, they started doing everything, commercials with kids on them doing everything. So now you feel bad if you don't celebrate that holiday.
Exactly.
You feel like I'm missing, I'm doing something wrong because I didn't celebrate that. I'm not doing right by the kids. That's what they try to get you. That's witchcraft.
Constantly programming our people by watching those TVs, constantly showing you turkeys, hams, family together, doing this. And a lot of times that preys on people's consciousness. And guess what? A lot of times they give in to that. Read on.
I was at my job, the last job I was on, I was there in the dude tub. He said, he asked me about getting a turkey dinner. And I said, no, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. And he said, oh, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving either. I just celebrate food. I was like,
you should have slapped me about 3 times.
Celebrate every day then. I'm like, man, they say anything.
They will, man. Read on.
The mistress of witchcraft that setteth nations through her whoredom.
Through her what?
Through her whoredom. Because
guess what? Over there in Iraq, they probably know nothing about selling no damn Thanksgiving. Guess what? I bet they over there celebrating. Some of them over there celebrating it now, celebrating Christmas. That's what they do when they take over these countries and put their armies in there. They push their way of life on those people, man. Now you got effeminate homosexuals over there, and they get mad when they trying to Allah Akbar them, man. You got to come up out of this, man. Don't nobody want that stuff from this country, man. Pushing all these different whoredoms on them, because that's what this is going into, man. Read on,
And families through her witchcrafts.
Verse
5. Behold.
Hold up. Before you leave off that witchcraft, I got to get a precept, man.
Go ahead,
Let's get Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 10. It might be the precept we need to read at the end of.
Yeah. Because a lot of times people thinking witchcraft is just what they show us on TV. Once again, programming us, this witch with this black hat, stirring stuff in a pot. No, this has come from different doctrines and different philosophies that they push on our people. Guess what? That is witchcraft too.
And this is going to touch on what Ak was talking about too. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 10.
Oh, y'all precept read.
There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
Oh, I'm going to celebrate Christmas because my son and daughter. Come on, man. You making your children pass through the fire. You getting them celebrating this Thanksgiving. You get them celebrate all these wicked holidays. You making your children pass through the fire, man. Read.
Or that uses divination, or an observer of time, or an enchanter,
or guess what else? Read
or
this.
a witch.
Or a witch. Guess what they're all of them doing? They enchanting your mind, man. They are observing the times and they showing you that they showing that they do all the characteristics of this, man. They show all their characteristics, man.
He just said 2 birds in 1 stone. He's talking about the witch on television. Because they using the witch to divert who really doing the witchcraft.
Exactly.
They got you thinking, yeah, see, I can't be a witch. I ain't got no black. I can't even fly on no broom.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you so sucking everything up with that Kirby, though. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. For real, man.
Right, man.
That's true witchcraft, man. Programming our people's mind because they don't want your bodies, man. They want your mind, man. Once you got a person's mind, you can control them like a puppet, man. You just pulling their strings, and now people just going along with it, man. Let's go back. You through with that?
I'm through with it.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. Behold, I am against thee.
The Most High is against this nation. Guess what? He is against the traditions that this nation pushes. Read on up.
Said the Lord of hosts.
Uh-huh.
And I will discover thy skirts upon thy face.
Uh-huh.
And I will show the nations thy nakedness.
Guess what? He's showing the nations right now because we bringing out the truth of this Bible, man. Breaking down all the lies that we have been taught. That's how he's showing the nations their nakedness. Their nakedness is going into their sins. Read on up.
And the kingdoms thy shame.
And we shaming this kingdom day by day because we bringing up the history of what they have did to our people. This place was built on the Native American bones, man. And a lot of times they just forget it, man. We're going to make them remember it, man. Read on up.
I will show thy nations thy nakedness, and the kingdom thy shame.
Read on.
Verse 6. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee.
What?
Upon thee.
Read on up.
And make thee vile.
And make thee what?
Vile.
Read on up.
And will set thee as a gazing stock.
Because when we out there on those streets, guess what? They are gazing stock to the other nations. Even when we telling them, guess what? These people done did all these atrocities. Guess what? They are the original Neanderthals. You know, they are the original cave people on the planet. When we showing these things through the scriptures, guess what? Even the other people look at them like, yeah, that's the truth. Even their own nation look at themselves like, yes, that is us. That's our characteristics. So that's what we bringing out this truth. Shaming this devil, man, shaming this beast, telling our people to come up out of this wickedness from what they teaching us.
Let me read this precept. Hebrews of their gazing stock. Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 33. Partly, while as ye were made a gazing stock, both by reproaches and affliction, partly while as ye become a company of them that were so used.
That were what? Read that again,
Partly, while as ye were made a gazing stock, both by reproaches and affliction.
And what?
And affliction.
And affliction, going into captivity. Read on up.
And partly while as ye became companies of them that companions of them that were used, that were so used.
Because our people love to be accompanied with them, companion to them. You know, by us doing that, celebrating their holidays, guess what? You making an allegiance with them, man. subconsciously, man, and physically, really, man. That's gonna get you put to death.
That's
man.
right, because just like the little small crafty things, like we bring it just a minute ago, how they put, hey man, go and eat some of this Thanksgiving meal. Like, no, man, it's my job. No,
Exactly,
don't
man.
push that. Oh no, I don't want that, man.
They gonna be crafty, Israel. Y'all gotta watch out for that, man.
Yeah, we in Israel, we had accepted defeat.
That's right.
And we was like, well, we can't beat them. Let's just join them.
Yeah.
And now we real. What the truth is, now we done woke up like, man, hold on, hey, y'all can come out of that bull crap.
Exactly, man.
So it's necessary, man. I know some of you don't like Israelites. I understand that. I mean, because we tell you the truth. I know how that goes. But the fact is, if you don't believe the stuff that we think that we're saying, research it yourself.
Exactly, man.
Go through and research it yourself. And if you find something opposing that, then you bring it to us like, y'all lied about this. And then just show us. But I can show you, I can promise you, we coming out this Bible, and guess what? The Bible is always going to be right.
Give me 2nd Maccabees chapter 7 and verse 30. Jump up at verse 30 right quick.
And one person that's in the truth that don't want to know the truth. That's a fool, man. That's what, if you show us that we wrong, that's what we say, hey, we wrong.
That's what, matter of fact, we even challenge brothers and sisters. Look up the history. Prove us wrong, man. Prove us that, guess what? It have always been a family tradition or a family holiday, man. Prove us wrong. We challenge brothers and sisters, man. For those out there that oppose it, we ain't talking about to you brothers and sisters that don't. You got that up?
2nd Maccabees 7 and 30.
7 and 30.
The book of 2nd Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 30.
Jump up to 29 right quick.
Verse 29. Fear not this tormentor.
Because this is going into this woman, an Israelite woman, who was losing her 7 sons one by one. They was torturing them because they wouldn't break the commandments. Read on up.
But being worthy of thy brethren, take thy death.
Do what?
Take thy death.
Guess what, brothers and sisters? We would rather die than celebrate these wicked holidays, man. To celebrate Thanksgiving, you celebrating the destruction of your own people, man. Read on,
that I may receive thee again in mercy with thy brethren.
Read on,
Verse 30. While she was yet speaking these words, the young man said, whom wait ye for? I will not obey the king's commandment.
No, celebrate Thanksgiving.
I will not obey the king's commandment.
That's what we not celebrating this nation's commandments. Read on,
But I will obey the commandment of the law that was given unto our fathers by Moses.
By who?
By Moses.
Guess what? We gonna keep the feast of dedication, man. We not gonna keep these wicked holidays, man. Like we say, man, we got real high holy days. Read on,
Verse 31. And thou
talking about the Greeks, which are the Edomites in the Bible. Read on.
That has been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews.
Read that again,
That has been the author of all mischief.
Guess what? They are behind all the mischiefs that goes against us, man. When you go back and go into the history, guess what? They at the forefront of all of it, man. All of it, man. Read on,
Against the Hebrews shall not escape the hands of God.
They shall not what?
Escape the hands of God.
They not going to escape punishment, man. The Most High going to recompense them back in their bosom all that they have done unto us, man. Making us, forcing these religions on us, man. You know, we got to understand we got to come up out of this. We have got to. You got something up?
Go ahead.
Give me Esther 13 and 5.
I know these smaller books that I'm pulling out. If you ain't reading your Bible, you can't make it to it.
13:5.
Got that up. Oh, and the Apocrypha.
Slack.
The rest of Esther.
Yeah, exactly. This is like we always bring out. This is how we know that the Apocrypha was in the Bible, man.
Right.
This is the rest of Esther.
13.
For brothers and sisters that don't know, chapter 13, verse 4.
The book of Esther out of the Apocrypha. Chapter 13, verse 4. Declared unto us that in all nations throughout the world there was scattered a certain malicious people.
Because this is the time, and guess what? They was calling us malicious because we didn't want to keep their wicked days or their laws, but we want to keep our God laws, the power laws. Read on up.
Right. That had laws contrary to all nations.
Guess what? We have laws that's contrary to all nations. Nowhere in the Bible does it tell us to celebrate Thanksgiving, man. You know, you won't get that in the scriptures, man. We are told not to do these things. Read on up.
And continually despise the commandments of kings.
Guess what? We despise this nation for forcing it on our people, man. It flexes my spirit when I see brothers and sisters going out buying turkeys, man. You know, how they gonna tell you on how to celebrate a day, man? They done control us from top to bottom, man. Read on up.
So as the uniting of our kingdom
against the Israelites, read on up.
Honorably instead by us, intended by us, cannot go forward.
Because they was mad. They was getting pissed off because the other nations know if they keep us not keeping God's laws, then they can rule over us. So that's why they perpetuate this witchcraft, this wickedness, these high holy days to keep us in sin.
And that's the same thing they was doing at this time. They was doing this is during the Persian captivity at this time. And the same thing they were doing, the same thing they doing when we on the streets. Y'all malicious. They still calling us that.
Yeah.
We ain't hung nobody from a tree. We ain't pulled a gun on nobody. We ain't even we're not as much as I be want to hit half of them in the mouth. We ain't did none of that.
Exactly.
But we malicious. We violent. We just like the KKK. Come on, man. And if we did that, then I wonder what would they call us then? If we malicious for standing out there just reading the Bible, and not don't do this, don't do the way this world going. Don't go by that. Go by what God say. But we violent. The kingdom of heaven suffer violence, and the violent take about force.
Exactly, man. Read verse 5.
Verse 5. Seeing then we understand that this people alone is continually in opposition.
Is what?
Continually in opposition.
That's what we are continually in opposition to the wickedness that goes on in the society, man. Like the brother say, we bring this out, 1 John 2:15. We love not the world, man. Neither the things that's in it. Guess what? Wicked Thanksgiving is in this wicked world, man. So we don't love that thing because we understand the truth behind it, man. Read on up.
Unto all men.
Unto some men.
All men.
Read on up.
Differing in the strange manner of their laws.
Differing in the what?
In the strange manner of their laws.
Wait a minute, y'all don't celebrate Christmas?
Differing in the strange manner of their laws.
Wait a minute, what is Passover?
Differing in the strange manner of their laws.
Read on now.
And evil affected to our state.
Working all the mischief they can. Because guess what? When we keep in God's laws, that is evil to the other nations, man. Because they don't want to go into captivity, man. That's what this world is all out of rape for, because they know the Israelites is back on the scene, man. And we here to stay. We here to take the kingdom. Read on now.
That our kingdom may not be firmly established.
Because guess what? Once we come up out of this, their kingdom won't be established, man. That's what we want, man. That is the hope and the faith that we pray for, Yahweh Shah. You got something out?
That's why it's an uproar against the Israelites now. Because they thought at this time, we got it. Everything's going to go. We can do this forever. And even Willie Lynch, even when he came out with the pamphlet, he even said, unless they somehow wake up and start learning. He knew that everything can be said. We can get everything right. But they said, well, hold on. Except if this one little thing happens, and guess what? They have no control of it. The Most High had it already planned. That one thing that happened. And it's happening now. And that's what you're seeing on them corners. That's what you're seeing in these classrooms. A wake up. And everybody waking up, and it's disturbing everything that they thought that they had established.
To the precept. Go ahead, Amos chapter 5, verse 21. I despise your feast day, and I will not smell in your solemn assembly.
You don't even smell that turkey. That turkey, it stink. It smell like some burnt oil. Go ahead.
Though ye offer me burnt offering, your meat offering, I will not accept it.
Read that again now.
Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offering, I will not acceptive.
Like I said, most high ain't smelling that. I don't care if it's fried, filleted, young, died to the side. He's not smelling none of that that's up in them wicked houses, man. Read on now.
But I seasoned it.
Most high don't care, man. You can flush it down the toilet.
That's what you can. That's right.
Read on now.
Neither will I regard the peace offering of your fat beast. Get another precept.
Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 14. I'll write these precepts down. It started verse 13. Bring no more vain oblation. Incense is an abomination unto me. Your new moons and Sabbaths, the calling of assemblies, I cannot away with. It is iniquity, even the solemn meetings. Your new moons and your appointed feast days, my soul hated.
And so what?
My soul hated.
Because they're not doing it in the spirit of Yahushua, man. They started going off. And we're going to touch on it a little bit with the tribe of Gad. Because guess what? Some of the tribes was observing the new moon, man. They was keeping some of these laws. Read on now.
They are a trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them. Man, most of God, he said, man, they are trouble unto me, man. They feast days are trouble unto him.
Exactly, man. Because brothers and sisters started going out. Give me wisdom of Solomon. We'll touch on this. Give me wisdom of Solomon.
They weren't even in the right days no more. They wasn't observing them at the times he said. They wasn't observing them as he said how to do them. They started changing the names on them. Started bringing in all these pagan. And that's what's going on today.
And that's what we're finna cover real quick. Give me wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, verse 1.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, out of the Apocrypha, chapter 13, verse 1.
We'll touch on this real quick. Read that out.
Surely vain are all men by nature, who are ignorant of God.
Who are what?
Ignorant of God.
That's why he left us the blueprint to keep us on track when we fall off. Read on up.
And could not out of the good things that are seen, know him that is.
And a lot of times people worship these things, the stars, the moon, and all going out. Guess what? We know through the scriptures that God created those things for us to know the seasons, to know the times. Read on up.
Neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the workmaster.
Because they don't consider that. Guess what? The Most High God made those things. Read on up.
Verse 2. But deem either fire.
But deem what?
Either fire.
Read on up.
Or wind.
Or what?
Or wind.
Read on up.
Or the swift air. Or the circle of the stars, or the violent waters, or the lights of heaven, to be the gods which govern the world.
That's why the Most High God sent the Spanish Caucasians against our people, because guess what? The Native Americans started going off when they got over here. Yes, they kept wearing their fringes and some of their traditions, but guess what? They started worshiping the stars, the moon, the sun, all these different type of things that, guess what? That have no profit, man. So the Most High God was getting fed up with them, man. Read on up.
Verse 3. With whose beauty, if they being delighted, took them to be gods.
They did what?
With whose beauty, if they being delighted, took them to be gods.
They took those things to be gods, man, and started going all off into idolatry. Read on up.
Let them know how much better the Lord of them is.
Read that again.
Let them know how much better the Lord of them is.
Guess what? The Most High God created those things. Why not worship him? Read on up.
For the first author of beauty hath created them.
The first author of beauty had created them. So guess what? The Most High God dictates what is beauty and what is not beauty. That's why a lot of times I like to bring this out for our sisters too. Because guess what? That woolly hair that you have, guess what? That skin tone that you have, guess what? You made in the image of the Most High God. He dictates what beauty is, not Esau. You know, because if you look up the most beautiful woman, I'm pretty sure they had that plastered all over the internet, man. But that's not thus saith the Lord. Give me some Rock 9 and 11. We just have to touch on that for a few bit. Because our brothers and sisters, they got to come up out of there. Because I know I was talking to one, and I was giving a little bit of understanding, but he was still sticking to the old ways, worshiping the stars and the moon and stuff. I pray brothers repent and come up out of that, man. We're trying to raise up a nation, man. Read that out.
The book of Sirach, out of the Apocrypha, chapter 9, verse 11. Envy not the glory of a sinner.
So we shouldn't envy the glory of a sinner. Read on up.
For thou knowest not what shall be his end.
Because they may be celebrating Thanksgiving tomorrow, but guess what? You don't know what's going to happen after they done stuffed all that turkey down their throat. Most time might make a bone act up in their throat or something, or give them high blood pressure, or what is that? Acid reflux or something. Read on up.
Verse 12. Delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in.
Read that again.
Delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in.
Guess what? We shouldn't be delighting in that thing, man. We should be detested by that thing, man. Read on up.
But remember, they shall not go unpunished.
Guess what? Granny, Pawpaw Day is not going unpunished for celebrating these wicked holidays, man. They won't go unpunished. Read on up.
Until their grave.
Until their what?
Until their grave.
Is that it on that?
Yes, sir.
Give me this last precept. Give me Revelation 18:4.
The book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
Hey, the Most High God is calling out to all you Israelites, man, that know who you are. Come out of her, my people. And to the ones that's not awakened, that's tuning into this channel. Come out of the ways and the philosophies and the traditions of America, man. Come back to your God. Come back to this Bible. Read on up.
That ye be not partakers of her sins.
Don't be partakers of this nation's sins, because this place don't go up in a blaze, man. Read on up.
And that ye receive not of her plagues.
Hey, don't receive none of the plagues that's in store for this kingdom. Read on up.
For her sins have reached unto heaven.
Guess what? They done did so much sinning and killing, they done reached all the way up into the heavens. Read on up.
And God hath remembered her iniquity.
Guess what? He ain't forgot what they done did to the Native Americans and what they done did on ThanksKILLING. And neither should our people. Read on.
Reward her even as she rewarded you.
No, that's how we want that. And with that, we tell brothers and sisters, shalom. Bring that one back out,
Deuteronomy 18. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 10.
We're bringing out a law for brothers and sisters. We're going to bring this law back out again because it was some heavy stuff the captain had brought out on it. Read that out.
There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
To do what?
Pass through the fire.
Guess what? That translate up into today to celebrate ThanksKILLING, man. You passing your children through the fire when you pushing those traditions on them. And even to you yourself. Read on, huh?
Or that use divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch.
And with that, like we tell brothers and sisters, support this truth. Go to the GoFundMe page. Help us push this truth to the four corners of the earth so maybe we can get out there to where y'all at. And with that,
and also you brothers and sisters that's following on Facebook, follow us on YouTube, man. We got a Twitter page. Follow us on Twitter, man. We bow to access to the Most High, man.
And with that, we say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.